Hello, good morning or good afternoon, depending on where you are. I'd like to welcome you to our webinar from NXP and Avery Dennison with the title, How RAIN RFID Can Enable Smarter Vehicle Manufacturing. First of all, I would like to introduce you to our speakers. Lauri Hyttinen, Business Development at Avery Dennison, and Mahti Mekic, Marketing Director at NXP. My name is Daniela Burgstaller. I'm a Marketing Communications Manager at NXP, and I will guide you through our session today. Before we start with our webinar, just a few organizational points. Today's webinar is scheduled for 1 hour, and we have time for Q&A at the end of our presentations. So if you have any questions or comments during the webinar, please type them into the questions box, which you will find in your GoToWebinar control panel. The webinar itself is being recorded, and a link to the recording will be shared with all attendees afterwards. Well, that was all from my side for now, and I'm handing over to our first speaker. Mahti, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Daniela, for the kind introduction. Good morning and good afternoon, everybody from my side as well. To begin with, a few words on NXP. As a company, we are a manufacturer of semiconductors with focus on a number of specific industries, such as automotive and industrial manufacturing, but also mobile communication and communication infrastructure, as well as smart home and smart city. The world as we see it is a world in which everything is connected to everything else via many different communication technologies. And many of these things are also nowadays smart. They have certain intelligence inside. And in the world in which everything has inherent intelligence and is communicating to everything else, we also need to ensure that communication and connections between these smart devices are secure. So our focus is on providing and enabling secure connections in this very smart world in which we live in. In terms of numbers, we operate in more than 30 countries worldwide and have close to 30,000 employees, including a revenue of about $9 billion US dollars. We have a very long history coming all the way back to Philips, which we were born from, and have R&D team of 9,000 engineers, and about 9,000 different patent families. Now, to the topic of today's webinar, let's start with defining what we mean by smart manufacturing or Industry 4.0. This term refers to the fourth industrial revolution, which we are witnessing today. The first revolution was coming from mechanization and introduction of water power or steam power. The revolution in manufacturing after that was assembly line enabled by electricity and enabling mass production. Afterwards came the revolution in which computers and automation was introduced with various kinds of robotics. And nowadays we're witnessing what we call cyber physical systems. So not only is there computation, meaning intelligence and automation, but also all of these robots are communicating with each other and also communicating even with the objects on which they work on or which they produce. Now, the second term that is important for us to define would be RAIN RFID. Now, RFID in general should be a well-known term, and there are many different kinds of RFID, from active RFID based on batteries, working with batteries, but also passive RFID that takes its energy from the field, RF field it finds itself in. When we talk about passive RFID, there are also many different types of RFIDs there, from low frequency to high frequency all the way to ultra high frequency. So what is it that is specific about RAIN RFID and what we mean by that? So RAIN RFID is a passive wireless technology that has a read range of several meters, and very importantly, ability to read in bulk, so many items at once. Already today, it is deployed in many different industries and connects billions of everyday items directly to the internet. What it enables is identification, location, authentication, and engagement with those items, making them smart and allowing us to do all of these things with them. And in essence, it also makes data drop down from the cloud like the rain drops into the sea. It's also one of the reasons why the name RAIN RFID. And in a RAIN RFID system, normally you will have some kind of item that an RFID tag is attached to. Then the item with the RFID tag interacts with RFID readers, and those readers normally either run directly certain software applications on them and then are connected to the cloud or to the back network. In other words, RAIN RFID is also a commercial name for a technology that is behind, but normally we do not speak in technology terms such as here what's mentioned EPC Global Gen 2 version 2 or ISO 18000-6. The commercial name that was selected for this kind of technology is, as mentioned, RAIN RFID. Now, how does RAIN RFID and Industry 4.0, how do they fit together? So first of all, it enables everything in the industrial manufacturing space to be connected to everything else, whether we're talking about parts, components, containers that carry those parts or components, tools that are used in manufacturing, or even finished products after they have been completely assembled and ready to be shipped to the customers. The benefits that are coming from this connectivity of all of these devices is enhanced life cycle management. It also allows for higher transparency in the supply chain. It makes our factories smarter, and it also makes the processes in those factories more efficient and convenient. And overall, it improves user experience and the services that we can offer. In other words, it is the digitalization of simple things, which enables the next generation of cyber physical systems. Now, RAIN RFID components, they come in many different form factors. The tags, starting with them as the key component of the system, come in the form of, for example, paper label that can be attached to an item or to an object. They also come in the form of hard tags that can be either glued or or attached with screws to those objects, normally used in harsher environments and environments in which you can expect certain shock and bumping into each other from various objects. But they also can be, in specific cases, integrated as parts of the PCBs that go into electronics. The readers, on the other hand, also come in various different form factors and shapes and formats. We have mobile Bluetooth-enabled devices that will use the Bluetooth connectivity to couple with any smart tablet or smartphone. We also have handheld readers that have a bit more power, a bit more read range than the small mobile Bluetooth devices. And then there are also stationary gate solutions that allow you to drive a forklift through that gate with a pallet and many boxes on that pallet. And lastly, on the software side, there are certain application software that can run directly on the embedded computer on the reader itself. There's enterprise software in the background that connects many readers to each other. And then, of course, you can do a number of analytics in the cloud. Now, the story of RAIN RFID in any system starts also with a the microchip that it gets embedded inside the label or hard tag. And here we also have multiple categories of products to look at. If an application requires simple, basic identification of an object for track and trace purposes, and not more than that, then the features that are required would be a unique serial pre-programmed number, and of course a high contactless performance. There are a number of different ICs, microchips that NXP provides, which enable this kind of use case. But the latest and latest product in that family, it would be a UCODE 8. If the application requires enhanced intelligence for dynamic interaction with the tag, where you want to program some additional data above and beyond the unique serial number, if you want to flexibly change the data later on by reprogramming it, etc., then the features that would be required in your IC would be higher user memory, for example, up to 2K bits, as well as higher EPC memory, up to 448 bits. And again, there are a number of different products in this category that can be used and selected. The latest in the latest generation of this type of product would be our UCODE 7XM. And lastly, if the application requires also secure authentication for establishing full trust, especially for safety critical components or other high value items that get built into the product, the features that are required are also then crypto authentication with the crypto keys that offer additionally a user memory that is also protected, so it can be hidden and the data that is in there gets communicated only in an encrypted manner. Here, again, there are more products in the category, but the key offering would be a product called UCODE DNA. With that, I would like to hand over to my colleague to continue on introducing Avery, Dennison and their part of the presentation. Laurie?
Thanks, Mahdi. Thank you very much for your good presentation. So my name is Lauri Hyytinen. I have worked in the RFID industry for over 13 years. Lately, as the head of global sensor market development at SmartTrack Technology. SmartTrack Technology is nowadays part of Avery Dennison, and at Avery Dennison, I will take responsibilities of our automotive business development. And now let's try to move to the next slide. Good. So a couple words about Avery Dennison to move forward. So at Avery Dennison, we are in the business of unlocking new possibilities by opening our eyes and minds. We are an enabler that trees through the entire smart supply chain from source to home. We intend on inspiring and building through our partnerships a better tomorrow. At Avery Dennison, we recognized that there are problems in the world where technology has the potential to solve them. To this end, we consider ourselves a solutions enabler, where we don't believe in the technology for the sake of it, but in the technologies for everyone's sake. Technology and invention for us is about creating new possibilities with a clear sense of purpose. To fix and improve things, to create a world that can be better connected, better harmonized, and more in sync. I think Avery Dennison is not familiar to all our participants today. So here are a couple key figures of the company. So we are a global material science and manufacturing company, specialized in the design and manufacture of wide variety of label and functional materials. Our headquarters is in Glendale, California. We have operations in over 50 countries. Employees, we have over 30,000, and sales at last year was a bit over $7 billion. And we are one of the Fortune 500 companies. But that was about the company itself, and now we can move to our main topic today, which is automotive. So today's talking points, we have how Brain RFID serves the entire product life cycle, makes component supply efficient and secure, how Brain RFID upgrades your manufacturing to become smart, enables smart logistics, and makes after-sales services convenient and fast. All in all, Brain RFID drives the cost down and efficiency up. So why RFID in automotive? OEMs, automotive manufacturers, they want to optimize all processes in the supply chain. They want to have coordinated collaboration with suppliers and service providers based on harmonized and reliable standards. They want to capture, store, and exchange information concerning transport means, packaging, transport units, and goods on their way to logistic destinations. They also want to assure quality of critical parts. OEMs needs technology for planning and control of physical flows, protecting genuine parts against counterfeiting, and guaranteeing safety by controlling the critical items. So what are the key challenges in automotive where RFID can help? The biggest challenge is the limited transparency of the supply chain. Industry needs full visibility for component supply chain from the component manufacturing all the way to the car assembly line. This means automated shipping notices and full traceability for components in case there are some recall processes needed. Just in last weeks, we have heard about new recalls of millions of vehicles. And this needs to stop. Automotive industry has just don't afford these cases anymore. Another challenge is incomplete control of manufacturing process. We need to ensure that right components and tools are in right location at right time. No one should need to stop their production lines anymore due to missing components. One big benefit of RFID is also that it works where optical codes are failing, for example, at the paint shop lines. Counterfeiting and quality diversion of aftermarket parts and components is getting bigger and bigger issue for the industry. As Mahdi told earlier, RFID offers unique ID which cannot be changed. It can be attached or embedded visibly or visibly to a component, and it can be work as a part of a component. Bulk reading is of course a huge advantage of RFID, but lately we have also seen growing interest for NFC applications where smartphones are used as a reading device. So what is Avery Dennison's role in this industry? We want to understand the use case. We want to work with OEMs and tier 1s, tier 2s to find the best suitable products for different applications. We want to support system integrators and solution providers to qualify new use cases. Of course, for us, it's very important that we have up-to-date product portfolio. We want to have cutting-edge products always available. I also encourage you to contact me or someone from our field organization if you feel that you are not able to find a suitable transponder for your project or for your application. We also want to support our converting and tier suppliers of how to convert, handle, and bundle RFID with current materials. So Avery Dennison, our only target is to ensure frictionless adoption for RFID applications in automotive industry. That was generic about our position and what are the needs. Now we can move forward to the automotive use cases. First, I will speak about the part and component management. Then we move to manufacturing excellence, distribution and quality control. Then about our new automotive leakage detection. And the last topic will be the RFID tire tagging. So parts and component management. This is the fastest growing business area for RFID in automotive. So all components at cars are marked already with RFID in a separated projects. Bumpers, seats, airbags, engines, gearboxes, you name it. We have worked with all of those and we are happy to support you with those. RFID offers a great visibility for the component manufacturing and supply chain. It will start from the raw materials to component manufacturing, car assembly line, and all the way to the end users. Recycling is also an interesting topic, and how we can improve component recycling in the future by sharing information of the used materials with the recycling company will be getting more and more important. Today's automotive applications are quite often closed-looped. It means that it's focused on the production logistic applications in special tier 1 or with the OEM side. Products are encoded, labels are positioned, and transponder types are defined by these independent companies. Now we are moving forward with that, and we see larger and larger applications, which are quite often now driven with the OEMs, but which are combining the industry together. Information will be shared between the companies in the whole supply chain. We need to be able to track and trace critical parts from the raw materials all the way to the car dealers or even to the end users. To be able to do that, we need to work together. RFID offers great visibility, and at the end of the day, it improves vehicles' quality. RFID is widely implemented by European OEMs. All German OEMs, for example, are using RFID today. One important point there is the VDA Association, which is led by Jörg Wolter. They have had huge influence to that. Here you can find some of the VDA standards or recommendations, how they call those, which offers you great information of the different applications. There are many standards available globally, and from our point of view, it's crucial that new projects will define which standards they are following. In the future, there are always RFID transponders around you. So even for the closed loop applications, you should always follow certain standards to make sure reliable applications. So SmartTrack is now part of Avery Dennison, and I'm excited about that. Avery Dennison has outstanding material knowledge. We are delivering adhesives and label materials to automotive industry already. We have specialized teams to support our partners, how to test and qualify materials, and how different label structures are working in challenging environments. So today, every dense label materials are used for interior, exterior, and also underhood applications, marking batteries, engine blocks, seats, tires, airbags, cables, cable harnesses, you name it. This offers us a great foundation to bundle our knowledge for new applications and to support our partners. So if you are planning to tag safety equipment or component which needs specialized qualification, we have experts to support you. As mentioned earlier, part and component management is the fastest growing RFID application area in automotive. Avery Dennison, together with our experienced partners, we are actively supporting OEMs and Tier 1s and Tier 2s to find the best suitable products for their needs. We have extensive field organization to support you, and we are proud of how we handle the challenging first half of 2020. For us, customer service and product availability are very important topics, and that's also something that we are very proud of. From the internet, you can find a few very interesting success stories. For example, Daimler has published a video of the mirror identification application. Rehau is tagging bumpers with our short dipole, and Durkop has built a nice logistics solution for Faurecia. To summarize it, RFID offers great possibilities to automate track and trace solutions for critical automotive components. It offers full visibility for the whole supply chain, from the raw materials until the vehicle distribution, or even beyond that if needed. RFID helps to avoid counterfeiting and delivering material information together with the components, and that will enable new applications in the future. So here are a few products which we often recommend to use for parts and components. For plastic parts, we often recommend our short dipole belt or mini-web product, or from Avery Dennison side 373 with UCODE 7XM. We also have a huge portfolio for on-metal products. So metal applications, we have a Skyline, which is a high-performing printable on-metal label. Midas Flag Tag, on the other hand, also offers a great performance with a lower cost. At Avery Dennison, we also offer all kinds of transponders, all frequencies, all form factors, whatever you need. So also we have our hard tags available for component tagging when needed. For example, MaxRap Bond and iDisk families are offering great performance and reliability for you. From the Avery Dennison side, we also have a great thin on-metal label called AD456 with UCODE 8. To move forward with the automotive applications, this is where we started over 10 years ago, manufacturing excellence. Many paint shop and body shop lines in Europe are running with our transponders. We have our own portfolio of high temperature inlays and hard tags to ensure superb reliability for this application. Also, we can offer all our RAIN RFID products with high temperature substrates. Typical temperature in a paint shop line is around 200 degrees C. Depends about the car body material, if it's the steel or aluminum, what is the maximum temperature. From the hard tag side, we have products for car body identification and also for skids. For skids, we have developed Maxdura case, which can survive up to 1,000 heat cycles. For car bodies, we have Maxdura turtle, which can be attached for the car body before paint shop line, and it offers identification all the way from the body shop through the paint shop assembly lines all the way to the car dealer. Unfortunately, there are not too many success stories publicly available, but if you are interested, I highly recommend to check Audi Negasum application from the internet. Here, RFID offers a real-time visibility for OEM's production, full traceability, and automated identification, also for warehouse applications. On the right-hand side, the first product what you can see is our polyimide SOT dipole. This product is normally converted with Nomex layers by our experienced converting partners. As mentioned earlier, also our dog bone and belt, for example, are available with high temperature polyimide substrate. The product in the middle is Maxdura case for car body for skid identification, and on the below we have Maxdura turtle for car bodies. Next application is the logistic and quality control. Here, RAIN RFID is a standard technology for the logistic application. It offers fully automated applications, real-time visibility for every step in the supply chain. Automated shipping notices are enabling companies to offer better services without additional efforts. Our products are offering great read distance for all logistic and quality control applications. Volkswagen Group has optimized its logistics and services with RFID. I would recommend to check how Audi is handling the vehicle identification and SEAT the vehicle logistics. Also, Porsche has published the prototype tracking application, which is very interesting to check, and there are lots of good solutions around it. Logistic and quality control applications normally requires longer read range. So for that reason, we normally recommend bit larger products with larger footprint. For example, frog and dog bone. Also from the Avery Dennison side, we have AD 663 and 665, which are offering great performance. Moving forward to next application area, which is our automotive leakage detection. This has created lots of interest during the last years. Sensor Tadpole is our specialized product for the application. It's a fully passive water sensor. It means that there's no battery, there's no additional components to that. So the product structure is similar with our standard on-metal labels. It can be inserted directly on a car body under insulations and carpets, and the sensor value can be read through windows without opening any doors or trunks. Normal sensors are read before and after the shower tunnel. We save and compare the sensor values, and based on that, we can reliably recognize any leakages from the car. Our partners have finalized solutions available, so at the moment there's no start to need long-term development projects anymore. Picture from the right-hand side, you can also recognize our special tail, which is absorbing water from wider area to the sensor, and this helps us to reduce the number of sensors for the applications. SmartTrack has published also a YouTube video of the application, which explains the benefits and the use case very detailed if you are interested about it. Our last application area is the tire tagging. We expect tire tagging to grow rapidly in the following years. Target application is normally traceability for tire logistics or identification over the tire lifetime. ISO standardization and new legislation in Asia will speed up this application area shortly. We recommend our Dogbone or new AD8600 product for logistic applications. We also have hard tag available, which can be embedded inside tire rubber. It can be offered with a primer and overcoat if needed, and it's tested with the tire manufacturer to survive manufacturing processes and offer identification over the tire's whole lifetime. Now we are moving to the Q&A. So thank you very much from my side, and I'm handing over to Daniela.
Great. Many thanks to you, Lauri and Martti, for your presentations. So, as mentioned by Lauri, we will open up for our Q&A session shortly. So, if you have any questions to the presenters, please type them into the questions box, which you will find in your GoToWebinar control panel. We have already received some questions during the presentation, so let's have a look at the first one. I think this one is for you, Martti. So the question was, can a RAIN RFID tag be attached to any kind of component, or are there any limitations, for example, when it comes to temperature or using it on a metal surface, for example?
So the answer to that question is that there are, of course, many different types of tags, as we have also tried to outline here in our presentation. And as long as we know the environment in which the tag is going to be used in, there are measures that can be taken during tag design and tag manufacturing to adjust it and to prepare it for that environment. So if you were to take a general purpose tag and attach it to an RF unfriendly material such as metal, you may have a problem. If you take, again, a general purpose tag and you put it in a high temperature environment, again, you may have a problem. Not may, you will more than likely have a problem. But that's why, as I said, if we know that a particular tag will be attached in to a metallic environment or to a other type of materials that need to be taken into account, or it will be exposed to certain mechanical shock, or it will be exposed to high temperature. These are all the things that are taken into account, and then a specific high temperature tag, hard tag for shock, tag that has been designed to work well when placed on metal can be provided.
Sounds good. Thank you, Martti. There was another question. I think this one is also for you. When should I consider using a normal U-code versus a higher security DNA chip, and what's the main difference?
Yeah, so the main difference is a security level. If the application requirement is such that unique serial number is sufficient, and you only want to track this product throughout its lifetime, then you're probably well served with a standard, let's say, UCODE 8 product. If, however, you are dealing with a critical component, a component that has significance on the safety or security of the system, of the vehicle, for example, if you want to make sure that there are no fake parts entering your supply chain, etc., or if you want to make sure that the parts you are supplying to an OEM, that OEM has a way to check it and make sure that it's really coming from its original source. That's where UCO-DNA comes in, because what a product such as UCO-DNA offers is not only this unique identification, but also two very important features. And one is tag authentication, so allows you to securely authenticate that this tag is really an original tag. And also, if you have certain critical data about that product that you want to stay hidden, you don't want to be readable by others, you can also use the privacy protection that tag offers to ensure that the data that you wanted to stay hidden stays hidden and cannot be read out, except again with crypto authentication on the reader side. So that would be those would be the main reasons.
Fantastic. Thank you, Marty. And there was one additional question, which I think fits very well to the previous one. Is there a way to increase security on chip level for road tolling applications?
Absolutely, yes. As we try to mention throughout this application, throughout this presentation, the focus, of course, has been on automotive manufacturing. But as we have mentioned, there are also ways to use one tag from beginning of the vehicle manufacturing, then all the way to when the vehicle is manufactured and then goes into supply chain for delivery to the end customer, to the dealer, etc. These tags are normally used for the tracking of this product, of the vehicle as the product. There are also many projects in which additional tags are then placed on the vehicle in terms of, for the purpose of, let's say, vehicle registration with a government entity, and also the use of that of such later on added tags on the vehicle for a number of different vehicle-related applications, such as tolling, such as car access, and fleet management, and so forth. In these applications, security is absolutely a key requirement, because it is linked to certain privileges, certain monetary value, and for that reason, a product such as UCO-DNA, which offers this tag authentication and privacy protection, is the right product. And we can share, if of interest, many examples of where this has been deployed worldwide already.
Great, thank you, Marty. Yeah, also to that point, also case studies and other materials are available on our NXP website. And as Marty mentioned, you can definitely reach out to us, and we can share more details here as well. Great, thank you. Lauri, we have also received some questions which are for you. The first one is Avery Dennison offering hard tags, active RFID tag products, and customized products?
Yes, as presented earlier, we have hard tags available. We have LF, HF, and UHF hard tags. We also offer few semi-active products, but not really focused on the active products. Customized products are quite often also designed and offered. Also, our products are quite often relabeled, and we are ready to design new products for customized applications if we don't have the suitable product available today.
Great, thank you, Lauri. There was another question more related to your website. You're showing a lot of different products on your website. So why do you need so many variants of the products?
We want to serve many industries, and we want to have optimized products for different use cases, like presented today. So to have own portfolio for automotive, for example, for on-metal applications, high temperature applications, and highly reliable products for different use cases, that requires us to optimize the products for those use cases. If you're interested about our products in general, I would also recommend to check our website. We have a great information and most of the data is available there. And there's also a product selector tool to find the products and select the best suitable product for your use cases.
Sounds good. So there is a question that fits perfectly to what you just said, Lauri. How can someone partner with you or contact you if there are any questions or any projects that they would like to engage with you on?
So we have a huge field organization to support our partners and customers. So we have a technical customer service available, sales teams, and also the business development. So you can easily contact us through our website or then send me an email, and I can then guide you to the correct person who can support you.
Sounds good. And this is also for everyone. If there are any questions after the webinar, you can definitely reach out to us. So we would like to engage with you, of course, here. Okay, switching again to you, Mahdi. There was a question on what is our experience with using RFID tags for logistics, for example, in warehouses, or if they are used on pallets, and is there a benefit of using RAIN RFID over barcodes, for example?
So definitely there are many benefits of RAIN RFID over barcodes. Barcodes, in the first place, you need a line of sight. You need the barcode, the reader needs to see the barcode in order to even attempt to read it. Barcodes also can get damaged easier, so that then the barcodes cannot be identified. There can be dirt on it, etc. The information that they carry cannot be changed. Once it's printed, it's printed. There's no possibility to be modified, etc. Whereas, contrary to all of this, with RAIN RFID, you do not need line of sight. You can store more data and you can change that data in the course of the product's lifecycle if you wish to do so. You can read it in bulk. The read range is higher. The infrastructure is also generally less expensive, etc. So many benefits. And in the warehouse application on pallets, absolutely yes. There are many different success stories, not only in automotive manufacturing or in the automotive industry, but in many other industries where RFID is very successfully being used exactly for warehouse optimization, for easier knowing what did you leave where, easier finding of those objects, knowing what comes in and what comes out. So doing automated inspection of incoming goods and goods going out. There are forklift solutions that have integrated RFID readers in them. So when a forklift picks up a pallet, and that pallet has an RFID tag on it or multiple tags on it, this forklift already knows what is it carrying, and then it also remembers or basically informs the backend system where was this pallet left, so that when next time you will search for it, you do not you basically know where it is, etc. There are even applications where drones have been equipped with RFID readers to fly around the warehouse, do inventory, etc. So many different warehouse applications where definitely RFID brings a lot of benefits.
Yeah, fully agree. And to sum up, it's definitely a proven technology to be used in different kind of logistic applications.
Indeed.
Great. There was another question, Mahdi, on our UCode product portfolio. Which devices, UCode 8M or UCode 7XM, is suitable for vehicle identification? Is there a difference, for example, in memory size?
So definitely there is a difference in memory size. And if you talk about vehicle identification in terms of vehicle identification in flowing traffic, meaning in smart city applications, then I referred back to the previous previous discussion, that for that type of application, we definitely recommend UCODE DNA because of its security. If you talk about vehicle identification in vehicle supply chain logistics, then both UCODE 8M and UCODE 7XM can be used. The difference is in the memory. UCODE 8 has only 32 bits of user memory, whereas UCODE 7XM has 2 K-bit user memory, so significantly more user memory. And if you follow the VDA or the VDA recommendation, and you require a minimum of 240-bit EPC, then UCODE 7XM would be the right product for that application.
Sounds good. Thank you, Mahdi. Now we're switching again to you, Lauri. There were some questions on your end as well. So can you share any names or any real-life projects where Avery Dennison RFID tags are used in automotive?
So there were a few success stories mentioned during the presentation, and there are few success stories also available on our website. So I would say that most of the leading OEMs, car manufacturers, are using our products today. So many of them are using those in the different applications for the production control or for track and trace applications. And I'm happy to share more information with you with the kind of privately, but we can't publish all the names at this point. And want you also kind of be fair with our partners who have designed and developed the applications. So, but there are many use cases published on the internet if you search those.
Sounds good. Thank you, Lauri. And I think what is important here, if there are more questions or something like that, they can definitely reach out to you for more details, right?
Absolutely.
Perfect. There was one question regarding your product portfolio. So now that Avery Dennison and SmartTrack is one combined company, what do you have in mind for your RFID product portfolio moving forward?
So of course we have a great situation with huge R&D teams. So we have RFID teams from the SmartTrack side and from the Avery side to further develop and design the products. So automotive industry is one of our focused areas, and that means that we will design the products which will be optimized for automotive use cases. So what I'm expecting is more and more optimized products for different use cases which are moving forward, and I'm happy to hear kind of needs and requests from the field that what kind of challenges you see in the future, or what kind of special requests you feel that in the future you will face with the applications. So happy to help with those, and with the new teams and with the larger company, we have resources to serve you.
Great, sounds good. Thank you, Lauri. There was one question related to tire tagging. So the question is it now in a stage where it will or can be approved by aviation tire manufacturers? So the background for this question was, if I get it right, that there are 0 metal components allowed only.
I need to say that I'm not the expert about aviation tires. I know that our products are used with aviation tires, but I don't know all the details about those. So also here, happy to help. We have different kind of products also available for tires, and with different versions. So if you have special requirements and needs, please contact us. Let's check what are the special requirements for aviation tires, and then we are happy to serve you to find the best suitable product for the application.
Fantastic. Thank you, Lauri. There was also a more technical question related to vehicle batteries. So is there a tag that could work on a battery? And if yes, which one would you recommend?
There are ways to tag the batteries. That's something what we have made a few times already. It depends a little bit about the battery type and also the application, what kind of read distance and also the direction for the reading is needed. So what I recommend is normally to apply the product on top of the battery if possible, because normally you have a small air gap there and the product offers a great performance there. If the performance or kind of the top of the battery location is not possible, then I normally recommend to use either flat tag or all metal products to get the performance. But batteries are always a little bit special and there are lots of variation with the batteries. So I would recommend to contact our technical customer service. They are experts to qualify and test different products for your components. So for example, here we have 700 or 800 different products available, which can be tested and which could be suitable for you. So our field application managers are experts to support you to find the best suitable product for your component.
Thank you, Lauri. We have time for one more question, and I think this one goes to you, Mahdi. It's related to the performance of our UCODNA IC during a road tolling or e-toll application. So for example, what kind of maximum speed can the car go through, or what is the response time with the reader? Do you have any insights that you could share with us?
Yes, of course. I will refer to the most recent and most advanced test which we have done last year with some of our partners at Sachsenring in Germany, which is a racetrack where we have tested our UCODNA in a number of different tag types, from windshield labels to headlamp tags to even embedded component in license plates. And we achieved 220 kilometers per hour for both identification and authentication. Keep in mind that to identify a tag, meaning to only read its unique number, it's relatively easy to do and it can be done very fast. To run crypto authentication with the challenges and responses and the computation that is required, of course, takes more time and it's more difficult to do. However, as I said, with the partners that we work with, the reader infrastructure and our UCODNA implementation, we're able to achieve this identification as well as authentication at speeds of about 220 kilometers an hour, which is basically remarkable. There are hardly any traffic on any highway going at that speed. And normally, even when you talk about toll plazas in free flow environment, there are speed limitations at 100, 120 or so. So we have also a fairly wide safety margin and feel very confident that free flow applications work very well with UCODNA.
Perfect. Thank you, Mahdi, for the explanation here in this case. We are right up on
and
time.
maybe just
yes, sorry, please go
just
ahead.
to add, just to wrap this up, we did not only test this at a control environment at a racetrack. Of course, this has been tested in real applications, and there are real projects out there in the field globally in which this is already now used in real life.
Sounds good. Thank you, Mahdi. So we are right up on time with our webinar. First of all, thank you, Mahdi and Lauri, for your presentations and taking time to answer all our questions. We have received more questions during the presentation. So just that you know, we will of course follow up with you after the webinar to give you an answer. And as mentioned before, please contact me. You should have my email address in your inbox, as I'm the organizer of the webinar, if you have any further questions, and I will of course direct you to the right person to ensure that you get a follow-up from our side as well. With that, I would like to thank you all for joining us today for our webinar about smarter vehicle manufacturing. I wish you a great day, and have a look out in your inbox. In 2 days, you will receive a link to the recording. Thank you and goodbye.